It'd be better if we were anywhere but Kansas, but at least I don't have to drive the track tonight. That's all that matters to me, Jerry. You know what? I forgot about the casino. You know what? Why don't you just take over? I'll be at the casino. How about that? No, 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 no. Things are looking up in the world of gambling, I think, right? Right? Well, Kansas Motor Speedway, 1.5 mile paved asphalt oval, progressive banking in the tri-oval and the turn, 17 to 20 degrees of banking. That high line, I think, is going to be pretty dominant. It seems to be pretty dominant in everything that they do. We've got a pretty decent track here in the afternoon. Track's at 131 degrees Fahrenheit, 81 degrees of air temp here. We've got 100 laps of racing for you with these trucks tonight. They can go about 24 to 28 laps on fuel. And I know some of us are better at math than others, but that would be 3 pit stops. So not a lot of strategy either. They have 4 sets of tires, one and then 3 changes tonight. So I guess the strategy is going to be whether you come early and get tires, split it right down the middle even, or whether you come late and get tires and try to have a little bit fresher at the end. But either way, everybody's going to be on the same tire strategy tonight. Well, it can be more fun than, I guess not having any tires at all, but yeah, I think this one and then the makeup race at Pocono next week. But Kyle Nadeau and Mike Stiverson are well clear of the field. Only 8 points separate your top two there, but they are 20 points clear of third place Gary Bowman, who is another 16 points clear of the really tight battles behind them there. Chris Harefield is in fourth, Eric Anderson fifth, William Kern in sixth in points, Chris Dorsey in seventh, Brian Dorsey in eighth, Carter Lawson in ninth, Andy Cork in 10th. But there's only about, I don't know, 15 points separating fourth place and 10th place. It's a pretty close battle there in anybody's game to make these playoffs.
Hey, good evening, guys. How's it going? Thanks. It's great to be here in the booth with you guys here this week for this race. It should be a lot of fun here. Even though I don't like Kansas, just like you two as well. But I feel like these guys will put on a good show for us out here tonight.
That's uncommon, but I saw him put some qualifying laps in practice. He looked like he had a pretty good line going through there. He's clear by at least 100th according to my time and screen here, so that's pretty well clear with Gary Bowman by a few hundredths all the way to the rest of the field. Pretty close all the way though. You're only 3 tenths off between Dusty Martin here in first and Tyler Beeman back there, the last of the qualifiers so far, in 22nd. But I think it's going to be a pretty close race. These trucks are going to be packed up. I think Dusty knows what he's doing up front there. He's no stranger to the racing here at Cyber Thunder. Should be a good time. See if it holds up though. Yeah, it looks like a smaller field tonight for sure though. I think we're used to having 33, 34, 35 trucks. There's only 28 out there that I'm showing up here tonight, Jerry.
No, definitely not a holiday up here at all. But I actually just got a message from one of the members watching the broadcast. Sounds like your mic isn't coming through right now, Jerry. So we want to get that looked out too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, apparently I was just talking to nobody in general, Jerry, so that's got to be fun and interesting to do. But
So
Andrew,
everyone missed my wonderful introduction into the broadcast as well
Test
too.
one, two. Yeah, yeah. I'm on now. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, listeners. Well, you missed out. It was the best joke you've ever heard. Now it's the best joke you've never heard. All right, let's go down that grid. Let's go down that grid. It
looks like, you know what? Before we do that, Jerry, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
That's what time it is, Jerry. So let's go ahead and go on down that grid. Dusty Martin, he held it off, was able to hold off everybody else, starts on pole position. Gary Bowman outside in second place. Carter Lawson and Jason Higginbotham make up your second row. Chris Harefield, Crank Bell in sixth. Kyle Nadeau, your championship points leader, starts in seventh. William Kernan eighth. Mike Stiverson chasing down Kyle for that championship regular season victory in ninth. And Ray Richer in 10th.
Kevin Fetty in 11th, George Cushman 12th, Brian Dorsey, Dave Gainforth, Nathan Dufton, Mike Donahue, Alan Ayers in 17th, Cody Meadows, Jonathan Ellis 19th, and John Ross in 20th.
In 21st.
Go ahead, Andrew. Take the honors.
In 21st, we got Chris Letts rolling off. 22nd, Stephen Music. 23rd, Chris Dorsey. 24th, Tyler Beeman. 25th, Justin Horton. Paul Turner rolling off 26th. Doug Wysocki in 27th. And Dennis Ellis rounding out the field in 28th.
Tyler Beeman, 24th. Who's he?
Tyler Beeman, the former oval driver, Tyler Beeman. One of the Beemans of Mad Sim Racing. Is that the Tyler Beeman that we're talking about here?
That's what I heard. I don't know. Let's see if we can see him.
Is this the Tyler Beeman? Do you have a copy?
I got you guys.
The Tyler Beeman that runs Mad Sim Racing, is that who I'm talking to right now?
That's it. Oh, and the Into the Apex podcast.
Well, you can't forget that. Tyler, this is your first oval race in a long time. How are you feeling getting back in this F-150 and getting out on track?
Oh, I feel slow as hell and very unprepared, but I'm starting in the back, so the only place I can go is forward.
And you weren't very last either, so apparently you haven't lost it all. You still have a little bit of this oval racing etiquette. You can come out here. Maybe you just don't like this track.
I typically liked this track. I feel like what I need to do is follow these guys that are a little more, have the rust knocked off and kind of learn from them. So I'm going to do a lot of lead follow, as we say, and see what happens.
Well, you're about to go green, so I'll send you back down to wherever you want to go because the pace truck is pulling off as we speak. Good luck. You got 100 laps to figure it out, Tyler.
Thank you. I'm very afraid.
You probably should be. Green flag is in the air. I'm going to send Tyler back down to wherever he can fit in. I'm not sure where he wants to be, but we're going to send him somewhere right now. Green flag in the air. Looks like Dusty Martin was able to get a pretty good jump. He's going to be clear of everybody. Still fighting side by side for positions behind him, though. Coming off of turn 2 there.
Yeah, Dusty Martin with a nice lead out front ahead of Carter Lawson, followed by Gary Bowman on the outside. There's still double file there trying to work that out. These are names we talk about week in and week out, just not usually at the front at the beginning of the race. Let's see if they can hold on early on and get that lead and just hold on to it all race.
Yeah, Jerry, maybe they learned something that being in the front is fun. Maybe we don't need to start in the back or whatever. I'd much prefer to start with as many trucks behind me as possible. It can be fun going back to front. I know Andrew and I have both done it before, but it's a lot more fun if you can just nice, easy ride out from the lead.
Absolutely. Clean air is helpful. It's easier to stay up front than it is to race your way to the front, at least for me.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Anytime you get one of these runs starting back in 20th, well, you're going to have to use up much more tire than those guys in front of you, just trying to get around them and moving up to the front. And anytime you can be up near the front and try to get that clean air to start off the race, you'll feel great out there and feel like you can fly.
Yeah, Carter Lawson's
got a little bit
down.
of a battle for the lead here. Ruin Gary Bowman is going to be able to try to take that position. Dives it down deep into turn 3 here, is going to be able to slide up in front of Dusty Martin. New leader, 08, Gary Bowman here.
Once again, guy we talk about a lot in the race at the end. Nice to see him up front, although looks like Dusty has not given up that challenge. He is right on his rear bumper coming into the corner.
A little bit of technical difficulties. Not sure if he actually made contact with the wall or if it was just some net code there as well. But it looks like most of these guys have single filed out, and Andrew, it's looking like that high lane's dominant. We think that's
Yeah.
going to stay that way the rest of the race, or is that bottom lane going to come in?
You know, we might see a few guys try to migrate down to the bottom, but I think mostly we'll just be seeing some guys trying to make some passes down there. There's just so much momentum on that high line around Kansas, and you just want to ride up there and just keep that momentum all the way around here.
They're running the high line, but Carter Lawson stuck on the bottom, down 3 spots to 6th place. He's got, looks like William Kern on his outside. He's got an opening, but, oh, there he goes to the outside. I was going to say, he seems to be sticking to that bottom side of that track.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the bottom line. The problem is it just doesn't always seem to work here. It's a lot better on your tires, but it's usually so much slower than the outside that by the time you get any kind of tire advantage, it's almost time to pit.
Yeah, with these trucks, I have a feeling tonight's going to be a little bit of what we usually see. We're going to see some side-by-side right here. You've got to see some side-by-side hard racing for the first 10 laps, and then they're going to get single file as those tires wear out and just follow each other around for about 10 laps until they pit.
Yeah, hopefully maybe you save something if you're in the back and can pick off some guys going up, but it's just so hard of the track that's pretty much flat out from the get-go to make up any ground on anybody else.
They are pretty much single file. At least
Oh, we
through
got a
the
wreck.
top 10.
We got a wreck in the back there. Not sure who it was. Looks like the 7's involved as well. I'm not sure who else is involved. That caution is out on the racetrack.
Oh, we got the 25 backwards there.
25, Jonathan Ellis backwards. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. Here he is coming into the corner. Oh, little contact, a little bit of net code as well.
Yeah, I think he was going to be there anyway. It doesn't look like he was clear. Netcode spun him. I don't know if he was trying to take that spot away or not, but definitely not clear of the 7. Netcode ultimately spun him around, but 25 looked like he was coming up to try to take that high line away from the 7 and just wasn't quite clear.
Yeah, the old Smokin' Joe's Camel. I haven't seen that on a car in a long time. I see it a lot on the motorcycles that I remember.
Yeah, well, that's because you can't usually advertise that anymore, Jerry. But
yeah, I know. I'm no.
It does look good on a paint scheme, though, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah, at least
All
we can see it here in our virtual race, at least.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Is anybody going to pit? What are we? We are 8 laps in. I don't know. I don't think anybody pits. What do you guys think? Maybe someone in the back for fuel.
I don't think you see anybody. I don't.
That's the only option, but even then, I highly doubt anyone's coming in here. It's way too early. Barely got any laps on these tires.
Here we go. We're starting to get some in the back. Got a couple
one
takers.
coming in.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, everybody in the back. It looks like.
Paul
So the
Turner.
25 that was involved in that came in as well. 7 did not. Some guys that'll be interesting to see if they just
Let's see if
top
we
up
can-
on fuel or.
We can see here if they're taking tires or just fuel. I don't see that any of the trucks taking tires. Looks like fuel only for most everybody.
I'm not sure. It looks like the 67 has been in there for 17 seconds. So I don't know if he's getting some damage fixed. The 99 was in for 11 seconds. Everybody else looks like they may be getting damage fixed here.
Based on the fuel, I'm not so sure for those guys in the back, at least, getting fuel. I think that's a good strategy. I think that's going to give them some options to run a little bit long, maybe see if anybody practice their pits, maybe get lucky with a yellow on somebody pitting, something similar.
I just don't think it's going to work here. I was told 27 laps was pretty much pushing it on fuel. That puts him to lap 81. You're still 11 laps shy from being able to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to cut out a pit stop, but I think it gives you, maybe some options as to when you want to make your first pit. Do you want to do it at 25 or maybe you do it at 27, see how pit strategies go. Don't pull in with all the other trucks if pit road's real busy. But also, I don't know exactly what the timing is on tires and fuel. They may save a little bit of pit time putting less fuel in the truck.
That could be also. I hadn't thought about that. If you were in the back, you had nothing to lose anyway. But I didn't see anybody coming up from the front.
Yeah, it looks like we had about 3 trucks that were in for 50 seconds plus, and then another 4 trucks that just went in for fuel. Up here in the front, Gary Bowman will be leading us off with Dusty Martin, Jason Higginbotham, Chris Harefield, William Kern in 5th, Crank Bell in 6th, Carter Lawson down 5 spots from that first restart down to 8th, Kyle Nadeau, Ray Richer, and Mike Stiverson in 10th.
That's your top 10 right now. Pace Truck is currently sitting in 3 and 4. Lights are off. They are doubled up. Will probably be going green this time unless something strange happens. Which can happen. You know, Toto and Dorothy didn't end up in Kansas anymore, so anything can happen when we're here.
Toto might run out on the track.
You never know.
They are 3 wide
makes that hard
already.
left turn.
Big push by William Kern. We got Dusty blinking up front. Kyle's taking a 3 wide on the outside. There's contact between him and William. They save it, but a big checkup.
Yeah, outside lane lost a lot of momentum there. Not sure what that was all about, but it's going to cost Kyle and William both a lot of spots here. Side by side for second place, Dusty Martin's able to get out front in the lead, but under pressure right now from Chris Harefield.
Back, looks like the drivers are migrating back to that top line again. We got a couple cars down on the bottom, but for the most part, trying to use the momentum, carrying it on the outside.
Yeah, but they're not wanting to single file out as quickly this time. We had the top 5 or 6 single filed out with the exception of Carter last run, and they are still top 4 now get single file, but there's cars making moves all over the track behind them here. It's getting crazy back in the pack.
31, William Kern again looking to make a big move, gets around Brian Dorsey, goes back up to the top to hold that momentum.
Just makes you wonder, Kyle Nadeau down 3 or 4 spots from that restart with the contact with William. How mad is he going to be in the truck right now? I didn't see what happened. Oh, there's contact up in front there as well. The 31 again making contact with the tail end of Ray Richer, it looks like, who's trying to get his truck back under control. I'm not sure if he broke something or not, but was swerving back and forth trying to get some feel into the steering wheel down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like he might have had a loose toe link or something, but he seems to have it under control now. Well, maybe
31
not.
31 definitely not making any friends on his way up to the front here. Yeah, Ray Richards still falls back. He's got it under control. It doesn't seem to be sketchy, but there's something wrong, something a little bit off. Maybe just needs to get some momentum built back up.
Yeah, that truck is still wiggling. Look at it there, just still wiggling a little bit.
You guys noticed through all of that mini chaos we had there? Cody Meadows snuck up 11 positions from the start, right now up in 7th place. Been able to kind of find a way through the field here on this start of this run here.
Watching,
yeah, avoiding some accidents and everything, making his way through the pack, and it's still a little dicey back here in the pack. Most everybody is single filed out, but I'm looking at Alan Ayers back here in 16th in the group he's around. They are not trucking the wall. A few cars in front of him here has to take avoiding action to try to get around him. It's crazy back here fighting for 20th.
Yeah, William Kern or Cody Meadows goes up in front of William Kern. He did have room, but there wasn't much room. William got a little excited, a little bit loose. These trucks are a little bit looser on this track than I would have expected. I'm seeing a lot of wiggling down the straights.
Yeah, Ray Richards in the wall again in turn 1. You have to wonder if it's that damage as Alan Ayers goes middle of 3 wide with him and another truck on the bottom. I think Ray's got a little more damage than what he'd like to let on right now from that contact earlier.
Big movers so far, as Andrew pointed out. Cody Meadows up 11 spots into 7th place. Tyler Beeman up 11 spots into 13th place.
Yeah, someone said he was going to just sit back and watch these guys and ended up moving up 11 spots in 17 laps.
Yeah, Tyler, come out and race a little more. You might be up front.
Yeah, you never know. The last time he said something like, I don't like this track or I'm not going to do good here, I'm pretty sure he won those races. So
I think that's right. Dusty Martin with about a 0.25 quarter second lead over Chris Harefield. Gary Bowman, they're single file now. I think, as we talked about earlier, those tires are starting to wear a little bit. We are 18 laps in. I think you're going to see some single file racing until we pit.
I think so too. I'm still looking here at Tyler, seeing if he's learned anything from the Oval program that he helps support and everything. It doesn't look like it. He gave a little arrow block to Allen off of turn 3. got a big shove down the front straightaway into turn 1 and kind of missed his corner a little bit. Allen's going to be able to have momentum on the outside and pass Tyler for 13th position. Allen on the way up too, doing a lot better this year.
Oh,
than we've
wreck
seen
in the
years
back,
past.
wreck in the back.
Well,
Caution.
Looks like
caution
George
is out on the
Cushman.
racetrack.
7. Few
Not-
cars collected in there.
I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, just back it up. Let's see if we can see what happened.
All right, let's see here. Looks like he's going to be top of 2 wide here with the 26. Coming through 3 and 4. Ray's in front of him, like we said, we thought he had a little bit of damage to that truck. But running his line okay.
Oh, he's got some momentum. I think he's looking to go outside of Ray. We'll see if that's what Ray's starting to slide up that track.
Yeah, you can see big fire out of the exhaust as he lifts there, just gets tied on exit, bounces off the wall, tries to get it collected. 67 shoves it up in there outside of the 7, trying to get it collected, and it just causes the wreck from there. I think more a racing deal than anything else. 7 probably would have had that saved if the 67 hadn't been there, but I'm not sure the 67 really had anywhere else to go either.
Yeah, 67 was looking to make a move and didn't expect that checkup. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's for
we
sure.
are.
Looks like a racing deal there, just got tied on the exit.
Yeah, we are. How many laps in now?
20.
20 laps in.
This is
Let's-
20. They will be doing 21 at the line. I think he
Everybody's
got a pit
pitting.
here.
That's what I was going to say
Yep.
is because I think they can stretch it from here.
Yep, 27 laps on the tank should be 81 laps of racing, and that's just enough to make it to the end.
Well, I said everybody's pitting. We've got our eyes here on John Ross, who might be a lap down, going to pull in this time, might be looking for an extra point. He is the only truck that did not pit.
I don't think he's a lap down, Jerry. He's looking like he's being scored on the lead lap for me. However, what we didn't point out is he came down and topped off coming to 1 to go on that last caution.
Yeah, he topped
He was
off.
on pit road on lap 9 and topped off 11 laps ago. This caution, I think he's still going to be short of making it, but it does help his strategy out a lot more than going green did.
And interesting, Ray Richer, who we talked about might have damage. He did not stay and get damage fixed. In fact, he didn't take tires. So he is up to 8th place now. That sounds a little scary. 8th place,
That's
old
a
tires.
bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out.
Yeah. Let's see if John pulls in here. He is not.
Yeah, I think he's going to go green from here. I think he just wants to. He got the bonus point. Maybe he thinks the clean air is going to help him out a lot, or maybe he saved enough fuel back in the pack that he can make it. I don't know.
Or
Maybe
maybe
save a bit of tire out there while he was back there. Maybe he thinks he can hold off a few spots, or maybe he's hoping for another caution in 20 laps here. Who knows?
he's going to take the top. I'm wondering, if he's hoping for another quick caution. We kind of have that. We got everybody on fresh tires. Everybody's feeling a little more comfortable, a little more confident. They're all bunched back up. Would not surprise me to see a quick caution here.
And honestly, a caution in 4 or 5 laps would probably be the best thing for him to get a 4 or 5 lap tire advantage on everybody else. But only if it goes green to the end from there. Like, you want that little bit of tire advantage, then go green to the end. That would be your best bet.
Looks like Trading Paints just updated the 99's paint scheme for me. He's got that bomber paint scheme. Pretty cool.
Yeah, get a lot of good looking trucks out here, that being one of them for sure. Looking at this, Crank Bell, haven't spoken about much of him tonight, but he's been up here the entire time, it looks like. Cody Meadows up 13 spots. John Ross, like we said, up 19 to the lead here, but a little bit older tires. Tyler's in 16th. He's a big mover as well. Pace truck's off. Green flag is in the air.
Wow,
and I'm
big
not sure
start
what
by
happened.
John.
That's a giant jump from
This
John
is
Ross there on the outside.
this is a go on green, if I'm not mistaken. Particular these trucks, and I don't know if maybe he went early.
Yeah, there's a little bit of chatter that maybe he did jump the start. I know they'll have to look at it at the end of the race, but either way, right now he is way out front. clear by quite a few truck lengths. I don't think it's going to last for long, though, on those quite a bit older tires. These guys are going to chase him down pretty quickly.
Yeah, Chris Harefield he makes some move down to the bottom, passes Dusty, takes over second place.
Yeah, they're just going to eat him
Ooh,
alive.
and
Right
they're
here. You
wrecking
can
back
tell.
here. Oh, they kept it together. That the 7 car was there. Looks like we're still
Ray
green.
Richer is involved.
Yeah, it's still green on the racetrack here. New leader, Chris Harefield. They are just eating John Ross alive on these fresher tires up here.
Yeah, this will be interesting. William Kern down at the bottom. If he can get to the top, or is he going to be stuck behind John Ross on those old tires?
I think he's going to take it 3 wide. He's not going to be stuck for sure. There's plenty of room at this racetrack. He's going to give him a bump and force John 3 wide into the middle and take it from there. That's an aggressive move, and he's going to lose some more spots there, force John to the outside. He'll make the pass in 3 and 4, but again, not making any friends on his way through the field tonight.
Now, John is really struggling out there on those old tires. You can, and he gets loose off the corner up on the high side.
Yeah, you can just see him pushing out there, just trying to keep up with these guys on the new tires. He knows that his tires aren't as strong as the others, but he's just trying to make up for it.
They're going to slide in front of Allen. Oh, man, that was close.
3 wide.
I know John had nowhere to go, but that was really, really close on exit with Allen. Able to clear him, though, and John just continues his fall down, now down to 15th position and going to lose 2 or 3 more on the front stretch here.
Tyler Beeman flexing his muscles now up to 11th place and using up those fresh Goodyears.
Yeah, let's hope he just doesn't use too much of them. Clean air is pretty good, but doesn't do anything at all if you got old tires and worn out tires whenever you get there. Mike Stiverson looked like he's going to try to make a move to the inside of Tyler, not able to get there. Going to try it again here in 3 and 4, see if Tyler can carry some momentum on the outside or if Mike's going to be able to make the pass.
Up towards the front, Cody Meadows making moves up to 6th place. He's below Gary Bowman. Cody has been running this bottom line and making it work.
Yeah, I think if you can run the low side and make it work, you're going to have better tires at the end of the run. It's just getting the truck to do what you want on that bottom groove whenever the outside is just so much faster. It's very difficult to do.
He's making it work so far, up into 5th. He's battling for 4th place. Carter Lawson on the outside has the momentum and will hold that spot.
Yeah, Gary Bowman's not going to cut him any slack either and going to take there. We say he has that spot, but Cody might be able to clear here. You're clear. Get up, get up, get up, get up. He does it, and he makes it to the high side there with a big slide job on Carter.
Carter's not having any of it. Does a crossover and is now underneath Cody Meadows looking to take that spot back.
Yeah, it looks like your top 8 trucks have a pretty decent breakaway here from everybody else. About a half a second to Kyle Nadeau in 9th right now. Carter's going to have the inside line here. It's the only side-by-side battle in your top 8. See if he can dive it in and clear Cody or not. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Cody should be able to keep up pretty well on exit here, if not complete the pass completely.
Interesting because, as I say, Cody made the moves to get there by going to the bottom. Carter's forced him to the top. There we go. I was going to say, Cody, I think, is more comfortable down there on the bottom and was looking to try and get to the bottom.
It must be a Cody thing.
Oh, no!
The rank goes down. They make contact, and I'm not sure what that was at all. Cody was there. It didn't look like he had moved up. I'm not sure if Crank thought he was going to run the apron and just went down to side draft or what happened, but that's going to cost Cody a couple spots. He's now back behind Gary Bowman and Carter Lawson.
Yeah, we all know Crank will try and pinch you down to keep you from getting momentum on exit. I don't know if that was a case there, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but Crank likes to pinch people down, not wreck them, and that was close to being a wreck. So I'm not sure if there was a little miscommunication between both drivers there or what happened. Or again, we've seen the netcode gods not be kind to some people in the last few weeks. It could be that as well.
Absolutely. Gary Bowman making a move here, going down to the bottom, trying to get past Carter. Don't know if he's going to make it stick. Not yet. He's going to stay low. Is he going to pull in? He pulls in, and Cody Meadows goes to the bottom, trying to get past Gary Bowman. This is great racing, guys.
Yeah, this is pretty good racing right here.
Yeah, these guys are going all back and forth. This is some really good racing up front, and even back in the pack, we had some two wide racing for a while, but it seemed like it's single filed out there for now. But some great racing so far tonight.
Yeah, John Ross, everybody's down to 21st now, so this strategy on tires is not working for him.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of settled in, but the downside is he's settled in right in front of the cars that have damage, it looks like. So he's about 2 seconds off of the pack, 5 seconds ahead of everybody behind him, but basically in no man's land down at the back of the field. I guess it's not a net loss, so it was worth a shot. If he had nothing else to lose and we're running in the back anyway,
Well, and
you might as well give it a shot and hope for a caution.
Right, and he's still got an extra set of tires at the end of the race if
Exactly.
we have a late caution.
Exactly. Take your pain now, and maybe it'll pay back in spades later.
Cody Meadows gets the pass done on Gary Bowman. Let's see if he slides up this time. No, there we go.
Yeah, got to get up there and get that draft. Gary's going to get to his outside quarter panel on the front straightaway here, but I think Cody's going to complete the pass in turn one. He's found something in that bottom groove that nobody else has. Gary tried it, probably from watching Cody work, but wasn't able to make it work to get around Carter, and it cost him a spot against Cody. You can see Cody shading to the inside, not wanting Gary to get down there, and a huge push down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Chris Harefield in the wall. Chris Harefield slow was in the wall in turn three. He's going to be slow on exit, and these guys are going to be on him in a heartbeat. Crank 3 wide in the middle for the lead.
Ooh.
Dusty Martin on the inside. Chris Harefield with all that momentum loss. New leader Crank Bell, I believe, that lap.
Dusty Martin down. Oh, Carter gets high, pushes to the outside. Oh, he goes up to the wall. Everybody gets down low and avoids him. That was almost trouble.
It was pretty close behind him, though, as well. Gary Bowman almost into the bumper of Cody Meadows as well. Cody's going to be able to take that spot from Carter. A little scared, though. It looks like Dusty's blinking a little bit, and not sure that trucks really want to race around him that close right now as much as he's bouncing around.
Yeah,
I know I'd be scared around that right
Oh,
now.
and he's in the wall.
Ooh.
He's in the wall. Had to check up Cody in the back bumper there. He's now going to be stuck 3 wide, loses a lot of momentum.
Yeah, he's blinking really bad. I'm sure the drivers are having a hard time even trying to estimate where he could be out on the track.
Yeah, on my screen was upside down in the fence that lap, but obviously not really, still racing. Brushes the wall again on the exit of 4, but I'm sure Cody is fuming inside that car right now with the last few laps.
I'm sure he is, but if I was fuming, if I was anybody, I'd be Carter that's fuming because he was been stuck behind him. He had traffic below and nowhere to go. Dusty's looks like he knows he's blinking. He's trying to keep it up against the wall, but it is still causing havoc for these other drivers.
Yeah, it's gotten worse in the last couple of laps. It was an intermittent blink there for a while, but it's gotten worse the last couple of laps. Big bounce off the wall there, but not really sure if it was the case or not.
Ooh,
And then, this is just...
I'm sure that
it's hard
nudge
to tell for everything.
I'm sure that nudge he got was because of netcode and the driver not seeing him there. So
yeah, that was a lucky netcode there. Meanwhile, Crank Bell, Chris Harefield have pushed out to a half a second lead on the field. I think Chris Harefield is more than happy to just sit in behind Crank and try and work on building this lead.
Yeah, save a little tire, save a little fuel as a second place truck. Maybe your pit stop's a little shorter. Drive away from Gary Bowman behind. You know Gary and Cody are both quick on the long run usually in these trucks. Just try to drive away from them as best as you can, get as much of a gap built up as possible.
So we talked about pitting, 25, 50, 75. These guys came in at 20, so they came in a little bit early. Andrew, do you still split it evenly, or do you run the tank dry now?
I mean, we've been seeing some green flag racing here. If we stay single file, I'd say we'd probably want to try to split in half here and hope it goes green, but maybe somebody's going to make a wild move and try to stay out late and hope a caution comes out. I mean, any strategy could work, but I'd definitely try to split it in two here.
Do you
get the best of the tires?
Since this is the first green flag pit stop, do you does that worry you about being one of the first guys in on the first green flag?
Sometimes it does because you kind of think that caution's going to come out, but if you're one of those first guys in, you're going to have those fresh tires. You're going to be flying out there. You might even gain some spots on some guys if you're racing hard with a group of guys. So sometimes it's worth that risk. Probably go a lap down around here, but just got to hope that everything goes green and you cycle through.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to disagree with you here. I would, if it were me, I think I would run this tank dry and then split the next run in even. So you get a little bit fresher tires for both of those runs, including the one to the end, and you can get the best of both worlds basically. Avoid the caution if it comes out. It's only going to be a couple laps anyway, extra. Avoid that caution if it does come out from people wrecking coming to pit road, and then have a fresher tire and a faster last 2 stints.
Well, I said that Chris Harefield was content to sit behind Crank. It looks like the field caught up to the two of them, and Chris is no longer content to just sit there. He is now trying to make a pass for first place. You can see Gary Bowman and Higginbotham, Jason, right behind them battling for that lead.
It looked like for a second there we were about to have a three-wide battle for the lead there with Gary Bowman coming up, but it looked like he backed out a bit there, and maybe Crank's slowing up a little bit here. Maybe he's used up a little bit more of his tire than the rest of the guys.
Well, we are 24 laps into this run, maybe with the yellow, maybe 23. So we'll see here whether Andrew's strategy or Cody's strategy is the favored.
Don't look now. Kyle Nadeau has been one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack the last couple laps, along with Mike Stiverson. Both about 3 to 4 tenths faster than the leaders. 2 laps ago, watching Cody Meadows here, I didn't even have the 97 of Kyle Nadeau on my screen, and now he is only about 6 truck lengths behind him. It's closing down fast, and Kyle is quickly catching.
Yeah, you can see that gap closing very quickly on the straightaways and even through 1 and 2. It looks like he's probably going to have enough momentum here to probably get a huge run on him on the front straight here.
Yeah, they are flirting with 3 wide for the lead.
Gary Bowman, they want to go 4 wide here, Jerry.
4 wide, let's go. Bang some door. Oh, it looked like Chris was starting to slide up the track. Crank is giving him plenty of room late on these old tires. Jason Higginbotham with a move, splits him up into second place and in line with the first place leader.
And now we got Cody Meadows coming, join this party, and Kyle Nadeau as well too. They're both coming into this fun. Maybe we're going to have a nice 6-car battle for the lead coming up.
Yeah, my screen switched to Kyle now, and he is green to the board and has been. Looks like Cody wants to send it 3 wide here for third place. Thinks better of it, or the trucks have a little bit better momentum. Cody feels like it's go time with Kyle chasing him down.
Yeah, Crank looks like maybe he did use up his tires. He's now dropped into 5th place. I think he's just waiting to get in the pits and get some fresh tires.
Yeah, I've got the chat on to see if maybe we can hear who's going to come to pit road first. No one has made a move yet. No one has made a call.
These top 5 still under an umbrella. They've been battling back and forth. Let's see who practiced their pit stops.
I heard the 74 call out that he was going to be pitting. 31 looks like he's on pit road.
Cody Meadows
Not seen any issues yet.
Up in 4th, still working that bottom line. He's the only one I see really working that bottom line up here in this front group. Kyle's trying to take that momentum to the outside of Cody. Let's see if he can make that momentum work and make the pass.
Start to get more trucks in the back of the field. Look like they're coming to pit road now. It's like the 7's coming down, the 25, the 28 this time. Your leader, Chris Harefield, is coming to pit road this time.
Oh, Higginbotham looks to pull in. Yes, he's going to pit with him. It looked like maybe Higginbotham wanted to hit pit entry just a little bit faster.
That's the downside to being behind the leader. Whenever you want to come to pit road, you're kind of at his mercy. Or you can have something happen like what happened to Kyle Larson at Homestead, and you end up in the barrels.
Yeah, we've been in the barrels before, haven't you, Andrew?
Oh yeah, everyone's got to take a nice trip into the barrels. I've done that at Indy. That was probably the highlight of my trips onto pit road. Just smash right into those barrels. It's the worst feeling you can have in any race.
Kyle and Cody going to stay out one more lap. That gives Kyle a point for leading a lap. He is our current leader. He still has to pit. Looks like we had about almost all of the rest of the field in the
Coming
pit.
in.
Looks like a damn caution on pit road right now.
At least
The
10
eight,
cars
the
down
eight
here on
called the
road.
pit road as well. Got some fresh tires trying to come around him here. They're going to be able to clear everybody just fine. It looks like 97 looks like he's coming as well.
Oh, 97 loose on exit. He gets it slowed down, I think. We don't have a black flag, do we?
Nothing popped up yet. We'll see whenever he hits his box if it makes it down there, but it looks like he's going to get away with that one.
Gary Bowman,
He
the first
really
out.
locked them up there.
First out of the pits, but look who's behind Gary Bowman. Mike Stiverson. Second out of the pits. Now you see here these cars coming around. They've already pit. And while they have momentum, they are going to have a little bit older tires than these guys just coming out of the pits right now.
I'm watching Kyle in his pit box. He was a little bit crooked getting in there. We'll see if that affects his time or not. Cody's going to make up quite a bit of time on pit road. Kyle's still going to come out ahead of him, though. I said fresher tires. They're probably going to lose some spots here, but I think this is the strategy I had called. Run it long and then split that in half. We'll see if it works out or not.
William Kern, our current leader, he did pit a little bit earlier than these guys, which gave him fresher tires for a couple of laps. But Higginbotham looking to the bottom under William, trying to take that lead. Chris Harefield followed by John Ross and Crank Bell. William Kern holds that lead at the line, but he's got Higginbotham putting pressure down on the bottom. Higginbotham on those fresher tires should be able to make this pass. Let's see if he can get clear and back up to the top. Not quite going to make it this time.
No, momentum down the back straightaway for William Kern. I'm not sure those fresher tires are going to take effect just yet. Probably a few more laps for these old ones to wear in. We're going to see a slide job here. Higginbotham's clear. He's going to slide up the track. William Kern's going to have momentum on the corner exit, but Higginbotham has enough momentum to stay in front of him here. New leader, the 144 of Jason Higginbotham.
So we've gone through our first pit cycle real quick. Let's go down our field. Jason Higginbotham, William Kern.
Oh, Harefield in the wall. Harefield in the wall and very loose. Is able to collect it up, but man, lost 3 or 4 spots there in turn 1 and 2. Just gets really loose on entry after tapping the wall. He's fallen down quite a bit there, but looks like everything's still green on the racetrack.
Let's see here what happened. You can see him on exit on those fresh tires. Just rear end gets out and into the wall. Oh, and a secondary hit. He's probably done some aero damage to that truck.
Yeah, I was going to say just bumped that air cushion a little bit too much. Got him a little loose. He got it collected up, but in collecting it up, just washed back up and smacked the wall a second time. He's probably going to drop a little bit there. It's a shame. Looked like he had a fast truck tonight.
You got to worry about a little bit of damage on the toe on the right front there as well too, with that second hit he has as well too. So that might slow him down a bit more as well.
Yeah, that second hit was pretty hard. So let's see, where were we? I think Crank Bell in third, Gary Bowman, Mike Stiverson, Chris Harefield is in sixth now after his wall incident. John Ross up 13 spots into seventh. Kyle Nadeau eighth. Carter Lawson, Cody Meadows in 10th place.
Tyler Beeman up to 11th place, up 13 spots. Nathan Dufton in 12th. Dusty Martin in 13th. Dave Gainforth in 14th. Mike Donahue 15th. Paul Turner 16th. Kevin Fetty in 17th. Alan Ayers in 18th. Dennis Ellis in 19th. And Doug Wasaki rounding out your top 20.
21st, we have Jonathan Ellis. 22nd, Ray Richter. 23rd, George Cushman. Brian Dorsey, 24th. Stephen Musick, 25th place. 26th place, Chris Dorsey. Justin Horton in 27th. And Chris Letts in 28th. Looks like he's in the pits right now. So looks like we got 27 cars left out on the track.
Crank
I think
Bell.
Make that 26. Justin Horton, I believe, has taken his 67 machine to the hauler as well. Not showing that he's turning any extra laps right now.
Craig Bell on William Kern's bumper here and showing a large amount of patience. Looks like he is just content to sit down there. You know, Crank had a really good run that last time, but towards the end, he did not have the tires I think he wanted. William goes to the bottom, though, and Crank says, okay, I'm done waiting. He's going to take him on the outside and move into second place.
And just as you start talking about patience, he makes a move for the second position. Jason Higginbotham, though, I know we talk about him every single race leading laps, has pulled out a 1.5 second lead over the rest of the group here on older tires than some of these guys, showing some amazing speed in that 144.
I know that clean air is going to help, but is he burning those tires up?
I mean, with the speed he's showing, you have to think so.
Well, he's up to a 1.4 second lead over Crank. Let's see how that plays out as we go. We are 60 laps in, just over halfway. We've had one or two yellows. 2 yellows so far.
2 or 3 yellows, I think, Jerry. I think maybe 2.
I'm not sure. I'm not good at math.
No, I don't know. 1 + 1 is 11, right?
There you go. Cody Meadows, we talked about him earlier, pushing hard down. He's down now into 10th place. Battling against the 47. Nathan Dufton makes that pass, and Dusty looks like he's trying to follow along with Cody. Doesn't quite get it done. See, he goes down low again.
I'm just trying to look and see where these guys are. It looks like the earliest that anybody pit was lap 47. If we add 27 to that, the latest they will pit is, 74? So it looks like we're probably going to realistically see pits anytime in the next 10 to 12 laps start happening.
Mike Stiverson up to 4th place, and looks like he is trying to catch these two in front of him and getting there little by little each lap.
Yeah, doing a little bit better than everybody else is right now. One of the few trucks that's still running mid 32s, everybody else in the high 32s. Leader with a 32.66 to Mike's last lap at 32.64. Looks like fastest truck on the track last lap was a 32.65 or 32.57 of Kyle Nadeau, actually.
Kyle's really good at saving those tires. And, you know, I don't know. I think if this was a 35-lap fuel run, it would give him a huge advantage. 25 seems like his tires really just come in for those last 5 laps.
Yeah, that's the downside to running this with a limited fuel and everything is the shame.
Okay.
The shame with it. The downside. I decided to go.
I thought we were looking for a different 4-letter word.
No. And last I checked, shame has 5, but that's the difference of opinion, I guess, and those that can't do math.
Yeah, like I said,
the math showing out strong right now.
Yeah. Cody making some moves, though, here up to 7th place now. Looks like he should pass. My score sheet is not correct here because I'm not seeing where
I think that's a lap down
going.
car that I believe Brian Dorsey's a lap down right now.
Gotcha.
Yep,
he's chasing down Kyle right there in front of him on the track, but I think Kyle's starting to pull away from him.
Yeah, it looks like Kyle, like you said, save those tires a little bit, but it's
and as I say that Kyle's pulling away, they put pretty much identical lap times up on the board there, the last lap.
Gary Bowman makes a move for 2nd place, gets around Crank on a slide job.
Welcome to the broadcaster's curse, Andrew. It happens every time. We talk about something and how good they're doing, they do bad. We talk about how bad they're doing, they do good. So whatever you don't want to happen, just say the opposite.
So now you have to give a prediction, Andrew.
All right, well, let's see what kind of prediction. I think Cody Meadows will get up here and pass Kyle soon and try to work his way up to the front. He seems like he's had some good pace throughout the race.
Yep, now you guarantee that Cody will finish behind Kyle.
Even in the blimp view, guys, for those of you at home, you can see these gaps. They've just really spread out. Got some good green flag racing, which is fun. The first part of the race, you saw a lot of side-by-side, a lot of crossovers. Now that we've had some green flag pits, this field is really spread out. You're seeing who can save their tires and make some moves. And everybody, it seems like, is just kind of trying to fall into a rhythm.
Speaking of saving tires and making some moves, I'm back here with this battle around Tyler Beeman. I know we've talked about him a little bit, making another start for the first time in years, it seems like. But he may have learned a little bit of something here. He said he was going to try to learn. Don't know if he can make it up into the top 10 or not, but he's fighting just outside of it with Dave Gameforth for 10th and 11th.
Yeah, you see Chris Harefield up there up front. I think that damage of him hitting the wall has really affected that truck.
Yeah, he just has no straightaway speed. Doesn't look like has a little bit of speed in the corners, but nothing on the straightaway. They just swallow him up as soon as they get to him.
Dave
Yeah,
Gameforth.
he seems to be a few tenths off the other guys around him here. But yeah, Dave Gameforth making a great run here up to ninth place tonight.
Ninth place, having a great race, absolutely. Tyler lets Dusty Martin go. I don't know if that's you're blinking, get away, even if it's in front, or if Tyler is struggling with his tires.
And we're getting close to the pit window here. We're on lap 69 right now of
Nice.
the 100 laps in here.
Kyle Nadeau. Oh, nope, that's another lap car. There's too many lap cars out here. We've got 21 cars left on the lead lap. 22nd back is at least a lap down.
Yeah, and like you said, not a lot of actual side-by-side racing going on. Everybody seems to have single-filed out with some pretty decent gaps between them. This is the boring part of the race right now, but I'm sure the drivers are enjoying every minute of it, trying to track down whoever's in front of them.
Yeah, this is kind of cruise control time for the drivers. This is where you're driving the track, not necessarily everybody else. And if you've done a good job of managing your tires, next thing you know, you'll find you've caught up to the truck in front of you, and you just take them one at a time.
Yeah, but all these cats are driving real fast trucks tonight.
I caught that.
I was hoping somebody would.
I knew you'd
I
find
mean,
a way to squeeze that in here tonight.
I do have to say, I think Mike Stiverson and Kyle Nadeau are in the catbird seat sitting up here as well, though they're on those quicker tires, looking to be running a little bit faster lap times. Kyle was a 1/10 of a second faster than the leader the last lap, but he's got a 5-second gap to catch up to that leader. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it before pit stops happen.
So, yeah, this is the slow part as an announcer, slow part of the race. So, you know, if we're not entertaining, it's not our fault. We're not broadcasters. We're in the booth because we're not allowed to race.
Yeah, I think every single one of us are above the I rating cap here. I think this broadcast booth is close to having the same combined I rating as the rest of the field, but that's okay. They're putting on some really good racing, and I'm not sure we could do better than they are.
Yep, Dusty's still blinking. Tyler gets around him for 11th place. Dusty's not giving up. He's still trying to take that low line, maybe take that spot back. That's our closest battle on the track right now, except for maybe Craig Bell gets up loose in the wall. Mike Stiverson goes down low. Looks like he should make this pass easy. If he can get to the top, he can't. Craig Bell with the momentum down the backstretch.
And we hear first of our pitters. Looks like Alan Ayers is going to make that pit stop a little bit early, right on the edge of that fuel window here. You know, we got to keep an eye out as well. I'm not sure. I know John Ross is sitting a lap down right now, but was he able to make it long enough that
Yes.
a spare set of tires is going to be able to do anything? He pit on lap 69. It looks like he's going to have a hard time saving that fuel to the end, but a late caution, he will have tires that no one else will.
Mike Stiverson, next corner, did make that turn. He is up 6 spots into 3rd spot.
Yeah, he's only about 2 seconds off of the leader right now. He's running some pretty quick lap times as well, although last lap making that pass was even with the leader. Mike Stiverson might be your guy to watch out for.
We are on lap 75. We should see these leaders. Oh, Crank trying to give Mike a little help and maybe just a little too much. Got him loose. Should start seeing these leaders start to call out their pits pretty soon.
Yeah, William Kern just made his way down pit road. He's currently back in 19th position, was running in the top 10, I do believe.
And it looks like we have Dennis Ellis coming down pit road as well, too, from the 16th spot, making his pit stop.
Still got it on the voice comms here. I think these guys are going to run this tank out as well.
Crank Bell
No,
in the pits.
I say that along with Jason Higginbotham. As soon as I say they'll run it out, here they come down to pit road.
All right, so
We'll see if anybody acts in response to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're Gary Bowman, you're Mike Stiverson, Kyle Nadeau, these top three. Do you respond to that, or do you just keep running your previous plan, so to speak? Gary looks like he is slowing down.
Jerry, I'm not sure. I think, honestly, I would have hoped that Higginbotham ran it long, because I think anything you do, as fast as he's been and as much as he's been able to put a gap on, if he short pits you, I think you're in big trouble. I don't think you're ever going to get that track position back. And he short pit everybody.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the leaders are following. Carter Lawson, however, has elected to stay out. So he is your leader currently with a almost 2-second lead over Dave Gainforth in second place.
And I mean, we don't talk about it enough, but every time you lead a lap, you get a bonus point. You don't get a bonus point for multiple laps led, but if you lead a lap, you do get 1 bonus point. For these guys at the cut line, this staying out may not be a strategy call for overall position. It may be more of a strategy call to get that extra bonus point. Tyler Beeman, tough to pit road, locks it up, is able to get it slowed down, though, with everybody else in front of him. That's going to put most of your field on pit road. The only two that have not pit yet, it looks like, are Dusty Martin and Nathan Dufton, currently sitting first and second.
So Higginbotham has come back out on track. He is leader of everybody who has pit. Let's see where those guys that just pit come out in relation to him.
Yeah, 47's coming to pit road this time. That is a little sketchy there for Kyle Nadeau and Cody Meadows. They had to get around him while he was trying to come to pit road. Made a little bit of a late call there coming to pit road. Right behind them is John Ross. This is going to be really interesting if we can get a late caution, because John does have that extra set of tires, we believe. And he's not a slow truck by any means with freshies on.
No, he's up to 10th place right now, but he is on 7 or 8 lap old tires.
Tyler going to make a pass on pit exit, is able to get underneath the truck he is racing with here and is able to clear him on pit exit.
Now,
it's an aggressive move, but it made it stick.
Here we go. We're getting a replay of that. Tyler coming on exit. Dave Gainforth just a little bit slow, goes to the inside and makes that pass.
I have mine on most exciting for a reason, guys, and it switched to that right as Tyler pulled underneath Dave to make that pass on exit. So Higginbotham did cycle out to the lead, about a 1.6 second lead over Gary Bowman, who has about a 0.3 of a second lead. Sorry, about a 2.3 second lead over Crank Bell. I looked at the wrong number.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's a big 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, Crank Bell has about a 2.2 second lead over Mike Stiverson. William Kern right behind him. Kyle Nadeau in 6th. Cody Meadows in 7th. John Ross in 8th. Carter Lawson 9th. And Paul Turner rounding out your top 10 here after the pit cycle. We have got 20 to go when the leader crosses the line. Guys, this is starting to wrap up.
Yeah, you can see, fans, we've got that track map up, and you can see it's pretty spread out right now. So it's really about racing the track, saving tires, and just trying to run this thing out.
And just confirming now with the chat, I'm sure it's been up there for a while, but Justin Horton is currently out of the race with a mechanical issue on the hauler. His night is done.
I never looked. Nope, I don't see anybody in the infield care center, so...
Yeah, I actually forgot about that channel, Gary, but I don't think anybody has been wrecked hard enough to go to the infield care center, which is a good sign for the night.
Absolutely. We're down to 19 cars on the lead lap. Top 10, Cody just went down there, but Gary Bowman here, you can see out the front of his truck, he has got a long ways to go to that leader, 1.37 seconds.
Yeah, but he's been cutting into it a little bit, a 0.5 tenth here, a 0.5 tenth there. You wonder if he's pushing a little bit too hard, or is Jason just trying to save something for if somebody happens to catch him?
These guys up here in the lead, they've got clean air, they've got an open track, but they're still running the top of that track. I guess that's where they're comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, if it's where you've ran the entire race, why change things up now?
Well, Cody Meadows is still running the bottom. Kyle looks like he has migrated to the bottom. They are in 6th and 7th and hoping their tires can last enough to make some moves towards the front.
Yeah, Cody Meadows actually turning quite a bit faster laps than the leader. Last lap 31.9 to the leader's 32.1. Is Cody pushing a little hard to get there, or does he think he have the pace in the tires with a little bit shorter run to the end?
Well, he's 9 seconds back from the leader, so he's got a long ways to make up here in the next 16 laps.
Well, seeing that he's got Kyle, Mike, William in front of him, I think those guys are trying to save just a little bit for the end here. But for all these guys, it's basically go time to get to the front. But I guess it's all who wants to save a little bit more to get a few extra spots at the end.
Kyle and Cody here, they're the biggest, the closest battle, if you will, on the track. And as you can see, there's still a good 8 to 10 car lengths between them.
Yeah, everything's pretty well spread out here after the second green flag pit stops. There's a lot of trucks running their line. It's like Paul Turner side by side up there with, I believe that's John Ross that he's fighting with there. It's the only side by side battle I can see right now on the track.
Paul Turner up 17 spots into 9th place. We talk about Paul tends to start from the back and work his way up and pit a little extra, get extra fuel. That strategy under this green flag run is working. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, working out really good. He is our biggest mover of the race as well. Cody Meadows up 11, John Ross up 10, Tyler Beeman up 11 spots. You know, if we talk about big winners, we got to talk about big losers as well. A couple of those are going to be laps down. Ray Richard, George Cushman, both down 11 spots. Stephen Music down 2. I read the wrong line, but I'd already mentioned his name. Brian Dorsey was who I was trying to mention, down 12. But the biggest loser so far right now, Dusty Martin, who started on pole, is currently running 15th, down 14 spots. I believe his blinking issues may have had a lot to do with that, not actual speed with the truck.
Yeah, you can see sometimes when somebody's blinking out there that just because of that connection to the server that they end up just dropping packets. So this server will just think that, hey, you're still not at the position where you say you are. So it kind of costs them some speed having that blinking issue as well out there too. So
yeah, especially at a track that's so draft dependent like this is, with so much on throttle time, you lose a little bit of speed because of the draft. Because it doesn't think you're there, you're going to fall off pretty quickly.
We talked about earlier Gary Bowman cutting into that lead. He's got it down to a half second now. We've between Higginbotham and Bowman. Bowman in 2nd place, looking to try and be able to take that over in the next 12 laps.
Yeah, laps are starting to wind down for sure.
Yeah, the two of them
12
have
more to go.
Over a 4-second lead on 3rd place, and Crank Bell in 3rd. Crank, I think, is getting a little pressure here from Mike Stiverson in the battle for 3rd place.
A little pressure, looks like a lot. They were able to pull away from William Kern. William Kern was right behind Mike whenever he initially came out of the pits and everything, but he's driven away about 2 seconds ahead of Kyle and Cody, who have both made their way around William Kern. Gap's now down to 0.15 seconds. It's about a truck length and a half as they come down the back straightaway here between Mike and Crank.
Big dive by Mike down to the bottom. I think he's going to get beside him, but I don't think he's going to have the momentum to get past in this corner. It's going to take him a couple corners to make that pass.
Yeah, but it looks like he's able to hang on a little bit with Crank running that higher line there. He's able to hang on to the quarter panel and has a better chance at diving into turn 1 here. I think the dive into 3 was a little optimistic. I think he was a little too far back to make it stick. This time, though, being side by side might work out better for him.
Sticking to that bottom side of the track, but just not able to clear Crank.
He's clear. He's clear.
Oh, he just doesn't trust it.
If he would have had a live spotter, he would have taken what he needed, but not able to clear him completely. He's going to have to do it again in turn 3 and 4. Crank has a really good 1 and 2, is able to maintain that momentum and have actual forward momentum on Mike as they come off of turn 2.
Oh, and Mike falls back inside, looking to make another dive. Here's Crank's view. He still just cannot come.
Oh, a little bit of contact there on the corner. Yeah, I guess gets tied off of that corner. Crank's not going to give you any more room than what you need to make the corner. Got 8 more laps to go as they cross the line there, and Mike's going to have to regroup and try to get another run on him here. He knows he's faster. It's just getting around him. Catching's one thing, passing's another.
Yeah, with 8 laps to go here, Crank's going to make it as hard as he possibly can. He doesn't want to give up this podium spot to Mike. He wants this podium all to himself.
But they've got
8 to
some
go.
side-by-side
Have you
lap traffic up ahead.
Have you forgotten who Crank is? Crank doesn't care if it's 8 to go or 8 laps in. He is going to race you this hard the entire time. He is consistent in that. He's not going to give you any spot. You're going to have to earn every inch whenever you're racing Crank, and Mike knows that.
That is lap traffic. You see them approaching, running side by side ahead. Let's see how this plays out, whether Crank can get through there or Mike can take advantage of it.
And don't look now, but Kyle Nadeau is joining this battle as well. He's only 0.6 back and tracking them down quickly, trying to make quick work of this. I'm just wondering if maybe that early dive bomb into 3 may have hurt Mike's tires a little bit. Crank checks up early. Mike had to react to it a little bit. Looked like he stabbed the brake, trying to get some momentum here, but the lap traffic's going to make it tough to make a pass.
6 laps left.
I'm focused on this battle here, see if Mike can make the move. Just running, trying to get a little bit of clean air here, maintain momentum off of the corner. And 5 to go when they cross the line here.
Yeah, Mike looks like he is struggling a little bit with those tires now. I think he's going to try and cool them down, save a little bit, and make a late rush.
Yeah, I don't think driving in Crank's tire tracks is going to be how you do that, though. You're going to have some clean air. You just got to judge the run enough. I say still run the bottom, but judge it enough that you're not side by side with him. Make sure you get right back in, tuck in on exit, but run that bottom, get clean air on that nose. Do what you can to not get you any tighter than you need to be.
I've been keeping eyes on the battle up front, and it seems like Gary Bowman's been slowly creeping up to Jason Higginbotham up front there. About a 10th lap here, the last few laps as well. Might get
Yeah,
a
that
nice
gap for the
exciting
lead.
battle up there.
That gap down to 0.4 of a second. Running out of time.
There we go.
Mike's
Mike
gonna dive
throwing
in
it
there.
down in there. He's not going to
Is he
get
going to be able to
clear.
clear? He's clear. He's clear. He's clear. If he takes it, he's took it.
He got it.
Oh, Crank trying to cut. No, he tried to undercut. Did not happen.
Yeah, tried that crossover. Now, if you're
Like
Mike,
he
just
got a
stare out
little
that
loose
windshield
there.
and drive away. Yeah, you can tell now that he's not stuck behind him. He's significantly faster, but it's hard to make that pass with so much momentum on the high side.
Now, Crank getting pressure from Kyle just to hold that fourth place position.
Yeah, leaders are crossing the line now. That two more laps to go. Gap's now down to 5 truck lengths. Gary Bowman is trying to creep in on Jason Higginbotham here. Makes a little headway on entry to turn 1. Maintains that headway through the corner and maintains his momentum out. Still 5 to 6 truck lengths, though, separating them. So we have a lap and a half to go.
Looks like our most exciting battle right now is still between Crank and Kyle there back in the 4th spot. Kyle's about truck length right behind him here.
White flag is in the air for the leader. Down to about 3 truck lengths. This is Gary Bowman's last chance. He's going to have to try to get there and do something. Closes it down to 3 truck lengths on entry to 1. Jason Higginbotham able to carry a little momentum, and it pulls back out to a 4 truck length lead exiting turn 2.
Coming into your final corner here, Gary looking, oh, he hits the apron. He was looking to charge hard down on the bottom, got a little loose on the apron. He's not going to have enough. Jason Higginbotham is going to cross the line first tonight at Kansas.
We got a
Jason
wild battle
Higginbotham
here for 4th place as well too, with Kyle Nadeau just getting past Crank Bell coming out of turn 4 and getting that 4th place spot.
That was close. 0.06 seconds at the line for Kyle to beat Crank. Top 3, Jason Higginbotham, Gary Bowman, Mike Stiverson. I'm going to go see if I can round those guys up. You guys want to go through the rest of the lineup?
You betcha. Let me see if I can pull that up here as a Takes a minute for it to get populated as all the drivers come across that line. So we'll get the graphics up in a second. But top 10, Jason Higginbotham, Gary Bowman, Mike Stiverson, your podium drivers. Kyle Nadeau with a late charge getting into that 4th place, followed by Crank Bell, Cody Meadows, William Kern, Carter Lawson, Dusty Martin in 9th place, and Dave Gainforth with a great top 10 finish tonight.
Yeah, in 11th place, Tyler Beeman with a great 11th place finish on his return in the first time in 3 years to Cyber Thunder. I think it's been 3 years, right? We'll say it's 3 years.
Yeah.
Paul Turner, 12th place. Mike Donahue in 13th. Chris Harefield, rough race there. He was up front most of the evening, finishing 14th. Nathan Dufton, 15th. Kevin Fetty, 16th. Alan Ayers back in 17th. And John Ross, 18th, rounding out the lead lap finishers. Back in 19th, we have Douglas Wysocki, and 20th, Ray Richter, both finishing 1 lap down.
George Cushman, 21st. Brian Dorsey, Stephen Music, Jonathan Ellis, followed by Dennis Ellis. Chris Dorsey, 26th. Justin Horton and Chris Letts in 28th place. That's your final results for tonight. But I believe, Cody, you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher tonight.
I have. Mike, it's Jerry, Cody, Andrew up in the booth. You got us.
What's up, gentlemen?
Well, hey, it seems like this is becoming an every week thing, even though we hate talking to each other, Mike. You're still up here talking to us every week, so you must like it more than you let on.
Not talking to you. I always hope I get Jerry and now Andrew, but I always get stuck with you, so, you know.
And we might do that
Oh,
on
I'm
purpose.
here. We can take care of that, Mike. So you had a nice charge there at the end trying to get past Crank. What was making that so difficult? It seemed to take a long time.
Really, like I couldn't get the slide job to work. I couldn't get all the way by him, so I was trying to get the momentum on the top side. But being right behind him, he dictated the lift point into the corner, and so it was slowing me down. It was, I had to lift sooner than I wanted to, so I wasn't getting the run out I wanted, and then finally I just had to send it and slide job.
Well, you did send it and slide job. Did you know you were clear? That was awful close.
No, I did not.
You did a good job saving tires, got yourself a podium, keeping yourself in that championship hunt. How you feel about looking at another championship?
Man, there's way too much talent, and we've got way too long to go. Like I've ran strong this season, but I mean these guys are good. Anything can happen. One bad race in the playoffs, and I could be in trouble. So we'll see. I have to say thanks to Cody here in the booth that I don't like talking to. He told me to lift going into the corners here, and that saved that right front and allowed me to come back through the field. So thanks, Cody.
He does know a little something.
I do what I can.
Yeah, sometimes he has good opinions. Sometimes you can listen to him.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes people don't want to listen to him, which is why he has a chat ban.
I think that's for other reasons, Jerry, not for people not wanting to listen to me.
Oh, yeah. Mike, I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Anybody you want to say thank you to?
Gotcha. Yeah. First and foremost, I got to thank the wife, Elizabeth. I love you. She's at play practice now, but I love her to death. I got to thank my team, WTF. I think Kyle came in right behind me there. So Kyle and then Cody Meadows and Carter Lawson. We all had a pretty strong, I think, top 10, all 4 of us. So that's pretty good. Thank you guys. And now Andrew in the booth donating your time. I appreciate it very much. And last but not least, man, all my competitors. Wouldn't be any racing without these guys. So I thank every single person that sits down in their respective race car on Tuesday nights and comes out here and turns laps.
Absolutely, man. Hey, good talking to you again. I am sure we'll be talking to you after the race in some future races. But good luck, and we'll talk to you then.
I hope so. Thanks, guys.
All right. I think Andrew caught up with our 2nd place finisher, Gary Bowman.
Hey, how you doing, Andrew?
Hey, how you doing out there, Gary? Strong 2nd place finish there tonight. I know you were trying to chase down Jason there at the end. Guess you just didn't have enough time there at the end to get him.
Yeah, I was trying everything because I had a feeling if I did get to him, he'd make me run the low line. So I tried a couple of laps early to run the low line, make sure I had my speed right in case I did get to him, but I never did. Yeah, it's hard racing somebody that don't screw up. I was hoping he'd screw up once or twice, but he never did.
Yeah, it seemed like he had some great pit stops there throughout the race, able to maintain that lead, and I guess just a little bit too short getting him. But hey, podium finish is great, and you get to spend some time with us here in the booth too after the race. But other than that, is there anybody out there you want to thank tonight?
I got to thank my lovely wife for putting up with me racing all the time, and my mom who watches us every once in a while, and of course I'm gonna go grab me a Modelo here in a minute. So and you guys for doing such a great job up there, Cody, Jerry, and you, Andrew. I'm gonna watch the broadcast back and see where I screwed up tonight.
Don't worry, I don't think we said anything bad about you tonight in the race. I think it was some pretty good racing up front with you and the rest of the guys up there. So, again, congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you again next week.
All right, thanks a lot, Andrew. Y'all have a good night.
All right, and I managed, since I got kicked out of talking with the third place finisher, I guess I get to talk to the first place finisher here, the 144 of Jason Higginbotham. You got a copy?
Right on, Cody. Right on, brother.
Hey, I'm not going to lie, that first run, we didn't really talk about you much at all. It just seemed like you were kind
What
of
in the
sitting
world?
there in fourth place. And then next thing you know, you've got like a 2-second lead over the field. Talk us through that.
I could not get track position. I just couldn't get it without, going up there and burning off that right front to get it. I just couldn't get it. And then look, you know how you saw when that caution came out, I'm sorry, when we had to do that green flag stop and we all got spread out there, I went ahead and ran the out of it so I could get the clean air. And I saw the leader at that time already had 2 or 3 laps on his tires. So as soon as I got by him and got clean air, it was a whole new truck.
Well, hey, you know what they say, clean air is king, but Gary Bowman was giving you a run for your money on that
Oh my God.
on that last stint there, only finished half a second behind you. Were you worried? Were you trying to push a little bit, save something while he was getting there, or talk us through what was going through your mind as he was tracking you down?
I was trying to save a little bit because I saw him coming. Like I say, on my thing showed he had 1 lap less tires than me when I was trying to save a little bit. And then when he got it down to 1 second, I started running harder. He kept closing and closing, so I got a little worried.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 more laps, it would have been a lot more interesting finish for sure. But as it is, you're able to hold him off. Once again, I think this is your 3rd win this season so far. 5th top 5, 5th top 10. Doing pretty good. You may be one of the favorites if you can make the playoffs. What do you think going forward here?
Yeah, I had to look at the playoff tracks. Some of these tracks are definitely falling into my favor. I was talking to them guys, and they said Pocono's next weekend. So, it's not going to be my favorite. I'm not going to be so good at Pocono, and I'll have to see what's on the schedule for the playoffs, because a lot of these races that I've been getting good finishes and falling in my favor. The tracks I like, you know how it goes.
I know exactly how that goes. Well, hey, I'm going to turn the floor over to you, let you give your thanks and shout outs, whatever you want to do. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I got to thank all these guys at Cyber Thunder Racing, man. Dusty, my teammate Dusty, my teammate Chris. I got to thank Crank, all them guys in there, good guys, and everybody here at Cyber Thunder Racing is excellent to race with. And I want to thank Higgy's House of Power and the Chevrolet right here.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. You're becoming a staple up here. We talk to you every week. I don't think we're going to be able to broadcast next week, but the next time we are on track, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. Jason Higginbotham, your winner tonight.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, that wraps up tonight's race. We the trucks do race next week. They race at Pocono. I'll call it a rescheduled race from the rain out. We had a Thanksgiving week, a Halloween race that was deferred, but unfortunately, we will not have a broadcast for that race. So if you've got a favorite driver, you need to get them to maybe turn on their phone, have a little video up. You can watch them that way. Maybe at least get a report in afterwards. But for us, we will be back at
It looks like
Dover.
after Thanksgiving at Dover
Yeah.
Speedway.
Dover after Thanksgiving, and that will be the first race of the playoffs. I am looking forward to that. I'll tell you what, we had some great racing early on. We had great racing late, but it was, from a viewer standpoint, it was pretty spread out, not a lot of action. Early on, they were side by side. They were battling green flag pit stops. I really enjoyed the race tonight. It was fun to be here. Andrew, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, guys. It was a great first night here broadcasting with you guys for the trucks here on Tuesday night. Some great racing all night, and looked like we were going to have an exciting battle for the lead there if we had a couple more laps. But fun race overall to broadcast with you guys, and yeah, thanks again for having me.
Well, hopefully we'll have you back. You can join us for the playoff run, go through the playoffs, and have some more excitement. The racing has been good this year. Haven't you enjoyed it, Cody?
it's been outstanding so far. We had a few cautions early in the season, but it's been really good ever since then. Had a couple cautions early this race, but the racing after that was really good also. Hopefully we continue that on. Dover's a tough track, but I have faith in these guys. They can put on a great show.
Yeah, I think that track's going to be a little bit more side by side, a little bit more exciting. Make sure you tune in. Again, we will not be here next week after Thanksgiving. We will be back for truck playoffs. Thank you for joining us tonight. See ya.
Have a good night.